Isn't it just a bit of a coincidence that as soon as I do a U.S. presidents I would assassinate tier list, my stream goes down? Isn't that just a bit of a coincidence? Okay, anyways, in Minecraft, which president would I assassinate? George Bush? Yeah, I'm live. The stream just went down again, mysteriously. Although I couldn't tell because the, it was still green on my side, but it showed 0 bitrate. I don't know why it's doing that now, too. Yeah, I don't know, like, the square was still green, meaning I'm online, but I had 0 bitrate. I don't know how that works. Yeah, George Bush did 9/11, so he gets the treatment. Yeah, even though it was offline, my chat should have still been working. I don't know. Reagan. This is Reagan, right? No, Carter, damn it. Carter. No, I'm not using Spectrum. I moved to a different dude. Jimmy Carter. In American Dad, Jimmy Carter was perpetuating the conspiracy that, what's his name? That peanut butter was invented by a black dude. Or like, wait. He was part of a conspiracy to prove that. Yeah, okay, yeah. On American Dad, Jimmy Carter was leading a conspiracy of the peanut butter industry to prove that George Washington Carver invented peanut butter instead of Abe Lincoln. Yeah, that was it. So for him to continue to perpetuate that kind of conspiracy, he gets the treatment. He was on King of the Hill? Really? I haven't seen that much of King of the Hill. Cool. Bill Clinton. Some good memes. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Yeah, he convinced Khan that Hank wasn't a bad son. You know, everyone hated that baby. Oh, okay. I'll have to check out that episode sometime. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Nah, he's cool. FDR. Or no, Roosevelt. Son of a bitch. Am I confusing the two? FDR. FDR was the dude in the wheelchair. He was in the wheelchair, and then Kennedy. Kennedy was the one that was assassinated. Yeah, I'm getting them all confused. God damn it. Kennedy, he was assassinated, and I feel kind of weird hypothetically assassinating a president that's already been assassinated. It feels like kind of disrespectful. Like there's no need for the double whammy, the 2 bullets. So yeah, it would be like teabagging in Halo. Like you already killed the guy. Why are you being disrespectful? Who the fuck is this guy? James Buchanan. What did you do? James Buchanan, the last president before the Civil War, President Buchanan served without a wife and an eagle as a pet. Oh, this is a damn tier list? Yep. Oh yeah, James Buchanan. That's pretty cool. He was a virgin and had an eagle as a pet. I might assassinate something like that. That's pretty cool. This guy. Sometimes I can tell the presidents by just a picture, even though there's so many just black and white ones. I'll get to them. I was picking out faces I can recognize because, of course, these modern day pictures, I know who they are. These black and white ones, it's obviously more difficult. This one. I don't know for sure who this one is. No, he's a Chester A. Arthur. What did you do, Chester? An unexpected leader by proxy, President Arthur helped to fund the Navy, which had been declined, worked for funding for Native American education, reportedly had 80 pairs of pants, and held the nickname Elegant Arthur because of his desire to change outfits for every occasion. Alright. Also, this website is going to put all of these presidents into good lights. They won't mention anything negative that they've done or anything bad, but from what I hear about Chester Arthur, he's alright. Check one. Okay. Is this Grover Cleveland? This is the guy, right? Yeah, Grover Cleveland, 22nd. Didn't he serve twice? Yeah, 2 non-consecutive terms. I'll just put respect on there. That's pretty cool. Also, he's the only president to ever do 2 non-consecutive terms. This is Coolidge. I went to bed immediately. I can tell immediately this is Coolidge. Yep, Calvin Coolidge. I knew it. And I'm pretty sure Calvin did fuck all in the office. He signed the Indian Citizen Act, which gave it full U.S. citizen rights to all Native Americans in the midst of the Roaring '20s, and is the only president to be born on Independence Day. Nice. Actually, I can't trust this. This website only puts them in good lights. Ran on the record for fiscal conservatism, strong support of women's suffrage, and a vague opposition to prohibition. During his presidency, he restored public confidence in the White House after the many scandals of the Harding administration. The Insertion Act, yep. And oversaw a period of rapid and expensive economic growth known as the Roaring '20s, leaving office with considerable popularity. He was known for his hands-off governing approach and pro-business stances. He embodied the spirit and hopes that the middle class could interpret their longing and express their opinions. That he did represent the genius of the average is the most convincing proof of his strength. Alright, sure. I have no idea who that is. Looks like what's that one director's name? He made Citizen Kane. Looks like the guy who made that movie. Herbert Hoover. That's kind of fun. Great Depression, budget policy, prohibition. On taking office, Hoover urged Americans to obey the 18th Amendment and the Volstead Act, which established prohibition under the United States. Okay. Hoover was the last American president to take office with no conspicuous need to pay attention to the rest of the world. Okay. Hoover seldom mentioned civil rights. While he was president, he believed that African Americans and other races could improve themselves with education and individual initiative. Hoover appointed more African Americans to federal positions than Harding or Coolidge combined. But many African American leaders condemned various aspects of the administration, including Hoover's unwillingness to push for the federal anti-lynching law. Yeah, Hoover, you watch your ass, buddy. I think this is John Tyler, just from the picture. I'm guessing. Is this him? Some of these dudes own slaves, unfortunately. Yeah, that's also a thing. I can't tell what this one is because they're using different pictures. Is that Pierce? No, Pierce is right there. I'm thinking this is... Oh, I can't tell. Different pictures, man. Okay, I'll skip that one. I'll skip this guy. I think this is Harrison. Fat dude. Wilson, Taft. That's not Taft, right? Oh no, that may be Taft, yeah. Yeah, the mustache. Yeah, I think it's a mustache. All right. Taft. I'm pretty sure Taft was a big antitrust guy. Really hated the monopolies. Presidency. Going to Taft's term, May 1909, his wife Nellie had a severe stroke that left her paralyzed in one arm and one leg and deprived her of the power of speech. Damn. Taft made it a priority to restructure the State Department, noting it is organized on the basis of the need of the government in 1800 instead of 1900. The department was the first time organized in geographical divisions. Okay. At the time of Taft's presidency, protectionism through the use of tariffs was a fundamental position of the Republican Party. The Dingley Act, tariff had been enacted to protect American industry from foreign competition. In Taft's annual message to Congress, he urged a free trade accord with Canada. Britain at the same time still had Canadians foreign relations, and Taft found the British and Canadian governments willing, making Canada oppose the accord, for the U.S. would dump it when it became inconvenient. Okay. Taft and Secretary of State instituted a policy of dollar diplomacy towards Latin America, believing U.S. investment would benefit all involved, while diminishing European influence in regions where the Monroe Doctrine applied. The policy was unpopular among Latin American states and did not wish to become final protectorates of the United States. During his years in the Philippines, Taft was keenly interested as president in East Asian affairs. Taft considered relations with Europe relatively unimportant, but because of the potential for trade and investment, Taft ranked the post of Minister of China as most important. Okay, here is antitrust. This is the main reason I know Taft. Taft continued to expand Roosevelt's efforts to break up business combinations through lawsuits, brought by the Sherman Antitrust Act, bringing 70 cases in 4 years. Suits brought against the Standard Oil Company, American Tobacco Company. Yep. Laffy Taffy. Oh yeah. Taft announced in his inaugural address that he would not appoint African Americans to federal jobs, such as postmaster, where this would cause racial friction. This differed from Roosevelt, who would not remove or replace black office holders with whom local whites were not deal. Termed Taft's Southern policy, this stance effectively invited white protests against black appointees. Taft followed through, removing most black office holders in the South and made few appointments of African Americans in the North. Taft made 6 appointments to the Supreme Court. Only George Washington and Franklin D. Roosevelt made more. I like how he's antitrust, but damn, he does not help out the brothers. Also, he got way too invested in foreign policy. Like, why is y'all up in East Asian and Canadian business? The Canadian business part is what really puts him in the wood, probably assassinate. Alright, next up, this is... his name is like right on the tip of my tongue. Fillmore? Yeah, it's Fillmore. Millard Fillmore. What'd you do? And calls for share residing. The Fugitive Slave Act remain contentious after its enactment. Southerners complain bitterly about any leniency in its application. Love this list. Can't wait for you uploaded. Me too, man. Foreign relations. Fillmore oversaw 2 highly competent secretaries of state. Fillmore looked over their shoulders and made all major decisions. He was particularly active in Asia and the Pacific, especially with regard to Japan, which was still probably nearly all foreign contact. American merchants and ship owners wanted Japan to open up for trade, which allowed commerce for American ships to call there for food and water in emergencies. The American settlers cast away on the Japanese coast, presented as criminals. Fillmore was a staunch opponent of European influence in Hawaii. France, under Emperor Napoleon III, sought to annex Hawaii but backed down after Fillmore issued a strongly worded message warning that the United States will not stand for any such action. He later pressed Portugal for payment on American claims dating back as far back as the War of 1812 and refused offers of arbitration, but Fillmore gained a favorable settlement. Wait, is it just foreign stuff? Like, did you need domestic? Tragedies. 6 campaign. Remarriage. Alright, you did a bunch of foreign bullshit. Who cares about that? You're the American president. Do American stuff. This guy. Who the f is this guy? Oh, Ford. The photo looks so different. Gerald Ford. Taken in the yep. Ford nominated former New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller to fill in for vice presidency he had vacated. Oh yeah, he pardoned Nixon. What the Ford issued Proclamation 4311, which gave Nixon a full and unconditional pardon of all crimes he might have been committed against the United States while president. Like, why did he do that, though? That's up to you. In a televised broadcast of the nation, Ford explained that he felt the pardon was in the best interest of the country and that the Nixon's family situation is a tragedy in which we have all played a part. Ford's decision to pardon Nixon was highly controversial. Yeah, no shit. Critics derided the move and said a corrupt bargain had been struck between the two men, in which Ford's pardon was granted in exchange for Nixon's resignation. I still don't get why he did that. I ate dinner and watched Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Wait, like Tobey Maguire was in your house watching the movie with you? Cool. Very cool. No, yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you. On September 16, Ford issued Presidential Proclamation 4313, which introduced a conditional amnesty program for military deserters and Vietnam War draft dodgers, which had fled the country, such as Canada. The conditions of the amnesty required that they reaffirm their allegiance to the United States and serve 2 years working a public service job or a total 2-year service. That's alright. I guess he felt silly, that's why he pardoned Nixon. He must have felt like a big silly doofus at that point. When Ford assumed office, he inherited Nixon's cabinet. During the Bush administration, he replaced all members except Secretary of State Kissinger. Domestic. Okay, here we go. The economy was a great concern during the Ford administration. When the first 2 acts, the president took the deal with the crate. In response to rising inflation, Ford went before the American public and asked them to whip inflation now, or we. As part of the program, he urged people to wear wind buttons. At the time, inflation was believed to be primary threat to the economy, more so than growing unemployment. There was a belief that controlling inflation would help reduce unemployment. To rein in inflation, it was necessary to control the public spending. To try to mesh service and sacrifice, Wynne called for Americans to reduce their spending and consumption. Okay. The federal budget ran a deficit every year for his president, despite his reservations about how the program ultimately was funded the public transit. Ford signed Education for All Handicapped Children Act, which established special education throughout the education. Ford expects strong support for full education opportunities for our handicapped children. Man, fuck them kids. Swine flu. Ford was confronted with the potential swine flu pandemic. Influenza strain H1N1 shifted in the form of a flu that affected pigs, humans. Adjutant in Fort Dix mysteriously died. 4 fellow soldiers were hospitalized. Yes, those kids need a hand. Good one. Soon after, public health officials in the Ford administration urged that every person in the United States be vaccinated. While the vaccination program was plagued by delays in public relations program, some 25% of the population was vaccinated by the time the program was canceled. Okay. Ford was an outspoken supporter of the Equal Rights Amendment. Ford's position on abortion was that he supported a federal constitutional amendment that would permit each one of the 50 states to make their choice. I do like a president who prioritizes state rights. Too many power-hungry motherfuckers want to make everything federal government powers, which is not the case. It needs to be state power, as enshrined by the Constitution. Foreign policy, don't really care. Assassination attempts. Ugh. Ford was the target of 2 assassination attempts during his presidency. Sacramento, Lynette Squeaky Fromm, a follower of Charles Manson, pointed a Colt 45 handgun at Ford and pulled the trigger at point-blank range. Actually did Larry Buteford, a Secret Service agent, grabbed the gun and Fromm was taken to custody. She was later convicted of attempted assassination on the president, life in prison, and she was paroled on August 14th. Where was the 2, Dalda? There's no 2 here, buddy. 2009. In reaction to this attempt, the Secret Service began keeping Ford at a more secure distance from anonymous crowds, a strategy that may have saved his life 17 days later. As he left the St. Francis Hotel in downtown San Francisco, Sarah Jane Moore, standing in a crowd of onlookers across the street, fired a .38 caliber revolver at him. The shot missed Ford by a few feet before she fired a second round. Retired Marine Oliver Sipple grabbed the gun and deflected her shot. The bullet struck a wall about 6 inches. YouTube comments be like, out of all the language in the world, he chose facts. Yeah, I've seen that one a bit too much, honestly. Struck the wall 6 inches above and to the right of Ford's head, then ricocheted and hit a taxi driver who was slightly wounded. Moore was later sentenced to life in prison. She was paroled in 2007. Damn, 2 people, both of them are women. Imagine being such a bad president that 2 women try to kill you. It wasn't even like 2 dudes, 1 woman, 1 guy. It was 2 women, both in California. That should be like a wake-up sign to a lot of people. If you're going to be president, don't go to California. Yeah, this guy. I mean, I made it a rule that I wouldn't assassinate someone that had an attempt on them. Or no, I wouldn't assassinate presidents that had been assassinated. Ford survived, and he pardoned Nixon, so he's a fucking retard. All right, next up is Grant. I'm pretty sure that's Grant. Yeah, Ulysses S. Grant, General of the Union Army. Would assassinate to would 360 no scope. I'll just put that at least in the title. In the stream title. Presidents I would 360 no scope in Minecraft. There we go. Yeah, Grant. Yeah, I'm mostly known for being the general of the Union Army during the Civil War. Here's. In 1875, Grant proposed a constitutional amendment that limited religious indoctrination in public schools. Instruction of religious, aesthetic, or pagan tenets will be banned. Nice, that's right. Fuck the pagans, they suck. While funding for the benefit of the aid directly and indirectly of any religious sects or denomination will be prohibited. Using federal marshals, Grant rounded up and prosecuted hundreds of Utah Territory Mormon polygamists, including Mormon leader Brigham Young, who was indicted on lewd and lascivious cohabitation. Nice, even better. Fuck the Mormons. It is always the most outlandish way they die. Wait, I swear I've never heard head of a hamster having a peaceful death. Wait, I swear I have never heard of a hamster having a peaceful death. I don't know how hamsters die. But okay. Cool. That's a subject I never looked into. Prosecuted a bunch of Mormon weirdos. Nice. A crime against decency and morality. That's right. Fuck the Mormons, man. Grant signed into law the Poland Act, which made Mormon polygamists subject to trial in the U.S. District Courts. Limited Mormons on juries. Cool. Grant was considered an effective civil rights president concerned about the plight of African Americans. 1869, Grant signed into law equal rights for black people to serve in juries and hold office. Cool. Grant left office into the nation, returned to compromise. Rutherford B. Hayes was conciliatory. No, that's someone else. Soon after taking office, Grant took conservative steps to return the nation's currency to a more secure footing. During the Civil War, Congress had authorized the Treasury to issue banknotes that, unlike the rest of the currency, were not backed by gold or silver. The greenback notes, as they were known, were necessary to pay the unprecedented war debts, but they also caused inflation and forced gold-backed money out of circulation. I think it's one of the big missteps in the American economy, stopping the gold-backed currency. He's definitely getting the... Pretty sure you can't say that word. That's like a racial slur. Calm down, TE. Yeah, this is one of the biggest mistakes. Not having the gold-back currency. I can't. I'm an Hispanic. I don't have proof of that. Like, I don't know if you have the what's it? The B pass. Do you have the B pass? Gold Corner conspiracy. Jim's Fist conspirators. I'm El Salvadorian. That's like light skins for black people. It's like you're trying to be, but you're just like so on the fringe. Had limited foreign policy experience, acquired service to Mexican War. Grant relied heavily on his talented Secretary Hamilton Fish. Had an expansionist impulse to protect American interests abroad and was a strong advocate of the Monroe Doctrine. Good. You would lie about being El Salvadorian? Someone who wants to say that word in my chat. Grant had an idealist side of his foreign policy. Appointed Jewish lawyer. In response to the Romanian persecution of Jews, Grant said that respect for human rights was the first duty for all these who said rulers. Future of the Hawaii, foreign policy. He seems alright. You know what? Yeah, he's alright. these dudes. Who the fuck is this dude? Harding. Alright, Harding, what'd you do, man? After the election, Harding had announced he was going on vacation. Nice. Foreign policy made clear that when he appointed Hughes as Secretary of State, that the former justice would run foreign policy. Yeah, he went to... Wait, where did he even go? Vacation. And that no decisions about appointments would be made until he returned from... He went to Texas. He played fish and golf. Then he went to Panama. He didn't even go, like, out of country. He went to Panama and Texas. Foreign policy changed that Wilson's hand on management and international affairs. Hughes had to work with some of the broad outlines while taking office. Harding hardened his stance on League of Nations, deciding that the U.S. would not join even a scaled-down version of the League. Nice. There were calls from foreign governments for reduction of the massive war debt owed by the U.S. states. And the German government sought to reduce the reparations that it required to pay. The U.S. refused to consider any multilateral settlement. Harding sought passage of a plan to reduce the war debt. Harding is hard. He went hard in the motherfucking paint. The pressing issue not resolved by Wilson, U.S. President. Bolshevik Russia, U.S. had been among the nations that sent troops there. It seems too involved. Harding urged disarmament and lower defense costs during campaign, but had not been a major issue. Excuse me. Heart of the Fish. Yeah, a dude named Fish. There's a dude in office, Hamilton Fish. Man. When Harding took office, the nation was in the midst of a post-war economic decline. At the suggestion of legislative leaders, Harding called a special session of Congress convened. When Harding addressed the joint session, reduction of income taxes, nice, an increase in tariffs on agricultural goods to the American farmers, as well as more wide-range reforms, such as support of highways, aviation, and radio. Congress passed an emergency tariff increase at authorizing by the Bureau of the Budget. Harding's okay, tax cuts, but also tariffs. Strange. Embracing new technology. The 1920s were a time of modernization for America. Use of electricity became increasingly common. Mass production of motorized vehicles. Rubber, steel, building hotels eradicated, accommodated tourists. The economic boost helped bring the nation out of the recession to improve and expand the nation's highway system. I hate the highway system. Fuck highways, man. Highways, this car-dependent infrastructure, I hate it. Harding urged regulation of radio broadcasting. Okay. Business and labor. Harding attitude toward business was that government should aid it as much as possible. Nope. Although Harding's first address to Congress called for the passage of anti-lynching legislation, he initially seemed inclined to do no more for African Americans than Republican president of the recent past had. Okay. Yeah, he actually kind of sucks. Harding. Yeah, you suck. This one is Rutherford B. Hayes. I can tell just from the beard. That's who it is. Yep, there he is. I think at one point in my life I had the people on highways drive like they're high. They drive like they're high. They drive like they're stupid. I just hate the highway system and car-dependent infrastructure. It's just cringe. I think at one point in my life I had a $1 coin of Hayes on it. Rutherford B. Hayes was on that coin. It's kind of nice. Alright. Hayes had firmly supported Republican Reconstruction in his career, but the first major act to was an end of Reconstruction to return the South to home rule. Even without the conditions, Hayes would have been hard pressed to continue the presidency policies. Yeah, it's a coin that's worth $1. They still have those. I don't think in circulation, but like sometimes you find them. It's a coin that's worth $1. Just like how there used to be a 50-cent coin of like I don't know who was on it, but there used to be this big ass coin, a 50-cent coin. Oh yeah, also $2 bills. I used to have one of those too. Yeah, but there's a dollar coin. There's a coin that's worth $1. I think I determined to reform the system of civil service, which have been full system. Instead of giving federal jobs to political supporters, Hayes wished to award them by merit according to examination. Hayes appointed one of the best-known advocates for reform, Carl Schurz, Secretary of Interior. Hayes issued an executive order that forbade federal office holders from being required to make campaign contributions. Okay. Hayes pressed Congress to enact permanent reform legislation on the funds of the Civil Service Commission, even using his last annual message to Congress in 1880. Reform legislation did not pass during Hayes' presidency. Okay. Hayes also dealt with the corruption in the Postal Service. The way to deal with the corruption in the Postal Service is to get rid of the Postal Service. In his first year in office, Hayes was faced with the United States' largest labor uprising to date, the Great Railroad Strike of 1877. To make up for financial loss suffered during the panic, the major railroads had to cut their employees' wages several times in 1877. Okay. Hayes confronted the two issues regarding the currency. The first, which was the coinage of silver and the relation to gold. He said the coinage act to stop the coinage of silver for all coins worth $1 or more. Effectively tying that dollar to the value of gold. As a result, the money supply contracted and the effects grew worse. Foreign policy. Most of the foreign policy concerns involved Latin America. I probably would assassinate. 360 no scope. Oh my god, scrolling, man. Oh, this is Andrew Jackson. Right, Andrew? Yeah, Jackson. I'm pretty sure Jackson was really big on getting rid of the bank. Like, he was anti-central bank. Presidency. Yeah, that's why Bush would assassinate. He made 9/11 happen. Jackson spent much of his time during the first year's office dealing with what came to be known as the Peacoat Affair. The affair focused on Secretary of War Eaton's wife. She had a reputation of being promiscuous, and like Rachel Jackson, she was accused of adultery. She and Eaton had been close before. I don't fucking care about that. Indian Remove Act. National Policy of the Native American Removal. That's kind of cringe. Notification crisis. Jackson had to confront another challenge that had been building up since the beginning of the first term. Tariff 1820, which had passed last year of Adams' administration, set a high rate of manufacturing in the northern states to have lower price imports from Britain. The tariffs reduce the income of southern cotton planters. Yeah, here it is. A few weeks after his inauguration, Jackson started looking into how he could replace the second bank in the United States. The bank had been chartered by President Madison to restore the U.S. economy as it Biddle, the bank had repository for monies. Stewardship of the country was healthy. Currency was stable, but Jackson saw the bank as a fourth branch of government run by an elite, what he called the money power, that sought to control the labor and earnings of the real people, who depend on their own efforts to succeed. The planters, farmers, mechanics, and laborers. Additionally, Jackson's own near bankruptcy in 1804, due to credit-fueled land speculation, had biased him against paper money. Jackson saw his victory as a mandate to continue his war on the bank's control over the national economy. 1833, Jackson signed an executive order ending the deposit of the treasury receipts in the bank. This agreed with him to form the Whig Party. Those claimed to oppose Jackson's expansion of executive power. Called King Andrew I. Nice. Despite the economic boom following Jackson's victory in the Bank War, land speculation in the West caused the Panic of 1837. Jackson transferred federal monies to state banks and caused Western banks to relax the lending standards. Indian Removal Act made large amounts of former Native American lands available for purchase. Assassination attempt. Here it is. Jackson was the first president to be subjected to physical assault as well as assassination attempt. Robert B. Randolph struck Jackson in the face with his hand because Jackson had ordered Randolph's dismissal from the Navy for embezzlement. Jackson declined to press charges while leaving the United States Capitol. Richard Lawrence, an unemployed house painter from England, aimed a pistol at Jackson, which misfired. Lawrence pulled out a second pistol, which also misfired. Jackson attacked Lawrence with his cane until others intervened to restrain Lawrence, who was later found not guilty by reason of insanity and institutionalized. Oh, that's some bad luck, man. 2 guns, both misfire. Damn. And then the president beats you with the cane? Damn. During Jackson's presidency, slavery remained a minor political issue, though federal troops were used to crush Nat Turner's rebellion. Jackson ordered them to withdraw immediately afterwards, despite petition from local citizens. Jackson considered the issue too divisive to the nation. While some Dutch newspapers argue. Abortion. Oh, I thought I said abortion. I said abolition. Shooting like Helen Keller. He really was, man. That has to suck for him. Foreign abolition by sending anti-slavery tracts to postal system. Jackson condemned these allegations as monsters. He should have toned with their lies because they were attempting to destroy the Union by encouraging sectionalism. That provoked riots in Charleston. Postal Service demanded that the Postal Service ban distribution materials. To address the issue, Jackson authorized that the tracts be sent only to subscribers whose names could be made publicly accountable. Jackson called the Congress to protect circulation to the south of incendiary publications intended to instigate slaves to insurrection. Man, this guy, he's done a lot. Maybe too much. But to survive 2 assassination attempts, 2 misfires, and then beat the man with your cane. That's one of the reasons I want to get a cane. Just so I have like an instant ready weapon to beat someone. It'd just be nice for me to have a cane. Thomas Jefferson. Dude owned slaves, but let's see what else he did. I'm pretty sure Jefferson was the one who got into a duel with Hamilton and he shot him. He killed him. He had the Louisiana Purchase on him. Trial. Yeah, Hamilton in the play. Interests and activities? Yeah, where's Hamilton? Oh, here it is. This is Burr. Oh no, that was Burr, not Hamilton. Yes, Aaron Burr and Hamilton had a duel, and he killed Hamilton. Yeah, Jefferson. Jefferson pardoned several of those imprisoned in the Sedition Acts. The need for a national military university. Okay. playing object? What do you mean? Is that a joke I missed? Is that like a good punchline that I missed somehow? Because I'm too busy reading a bunch of crap. I'll assume that was a funny thing you said, Rem. Justin took great interest in the Library of Congress. Okay. We're going to purchase Lewis and Clark. Big. Then we're going to be in Boyd and Virginia. You know what? Fuck it. He had slaves. Just fuck him. T gets it? Okay, I'll just be the one guy who doesn't get it. Fuck it. This is John Adams. Yep, second president. Okay. Failed Peace Commission and XYZ affair. Alien Sedition Acts. Republican persisted Federalists accused the French in their immigration provoked civil unrest. In an attempt to quell the outcry, the Federalists introduced and the Congress passed a series of laws collectively referred to as Alien Sedition Acts, which were signed Adams. Came within 2 weeks. Yeah, this guy gets it, but not me. Again, President, greater deportation authority, increasing system requirements, made it a crime to publish false, scandalous, or malicious writings against the government and its officials. It was just signed in his wife's cabinet, eventually agreed to sign the bill. I mean, if that was meant to kick French people out of America, then yeah, sign me up. The French privateer captured a merchant vessel in New York Harbor. British Adams to appoint Hamilton, who had served as Washington's aide-de-camp during the Revolution, command the army. Yes, if Hamilton exploded. Would probably. This is that Fillmore? Or did I already get Fillmore? It's Johnson, Andrew Johnson. The most like normal name you can have. Ascension. The events of the assassination. Oh, even he's been assassinated? Oh, that's Lincoln they're talking about. Never mind. Republicans. Even with the Republican victory in 1860, John considered himself in a strong position. The 14th Amendment had been ratified. Tennessee. His legislation dissolved the southern states' governments and reconstruct them into military districts. That's fucking stupid. Reached in accord with Secretary Summerson that there would be no change in foreign policy. This meant that Seward would continue to run things as Lincoln, Seward, and Lincoln. Dude, I'm yawning way too much. I think I gotta hurry this up. Oh my god. Andrew Johnson, you're cool, man. This guy, he looks like a ghost. I'm pretty sure I've seen that dude before. Is that Garfield? Oh, yeah, it's Garfield. Actually, you know what? Dude's named after a cat. I can't hang on that. Truman? Is that Truman? No, that's Johnson. God damn it. Lyndon B. Johnson. Country's immigration system reformed. Remove the annual rate inflow doubled. Is it doubled again? Opinions on Chick-fil-A and should I eat it tomorrow? Chick-fil-A is good and you can eat it tomorrow if you want to. Sure, why not? Space program. Major riots and black numerous cause long hot summers. New transportation. Alright, thanks, no problem, man. War on poverty? What the fuck does that even mean? Great society. Want a catchy slogan for the 19th campaign. White House. The Great Society. Okay. Encompass movements of urban renewal, modern transportation, clean environment, anti-poverty, healthcare reform, crime control, and educational reform. Lyndon, nice and alright. Abraham Lincoln. I was supposed to put it in the titles, I thought that was it. Again, Abe Lincoln helped free the slaves, and he was already assassinated. It's extremely disrespectful for me to assassinate a president that's already been assassinated. I should put that guy there. Yeah, Abe, he's cool. He's alright. This guy, who are you? Benjamin Harrison, what the fuck did you even do? Civil rights reform was a prominent issue following Harris' election. I campaigned as a supporter of the merit system as opposed to the spoil system. Because of another pension act, okay. Tariff laws have been major political issues and they become the most dominant matter. Members of both parties are concerned with the growth of the power of the trust and monopolies, and one of the first acts, Sherman Antitrust Act, sponsored by Son St. John Herman, passed by wide margins of both houses. Okay. I like the antitrust presidents. They're pretty alright. Attempted to pass legislation to protect Black American civil rights. Nice. Congress enacted the Harrison Land Revision Act, legislation resulted by the President's desire to initiate reclamation of surplus land that had been up to this point granted to the former public domain. Okay, I'm assuming that's a good thing. Yeah, he's alright. Dude, I did this yawn like twice in the same minute. I gotta hurry this up actually. Christ, I'm feeling it. Alright. This guy. Madison. Prelude to war, Native American policy. The government duty was to convert Native Americans by the participation in the involvements, improvements of which human minds and manners are suspected in a civilized state. Finish when you come back. I hate leaving content open like that. It's like I can still do it right now, I just gotta fight through it. Madison, you try to help the Indians, he's alright, man. This guy, who's this guy? Just jump cut? Dude, but my new upload style allows me to not edit. Like you do with your runs. Okay, good one. I don't do that to my runs. The great thing about now is that as I edit videos, I can just upload the whole VOD. Alright, let me see. I can do it. I can get through this. Chat, never doubt what I keep telling you. Never doubt the mad lad. Oh, McKinley? Didn't I do this guy? Oh, wait, shit, he died. I think he got assassinated. Using the bulletins. Oh, no, he was essentially assassinated, so I'm going to just leave that right there. This is it. Oh, this is John Tyler, I believe. Oh, it's Monroe. With the Monroe Doctrine. Whitest name ever. I mean, what's that other name? Andrew Jackson. That's a white name, definitely. Monroe's sympathetic saying it was determined she never repeat the policies of the Washington administration during the French Revolution, when she had failed to demonstrate sympathy for the aspirations people seeking to establish Republican governments. He did not envisage military involvement in Latin American affairs, but only the provision of more support in favor of the countries one independent from Spain. Okay. Foreign policy position that opposes European colonialism in the Western Hemisphere. Actually, I like that. I like the Monroe Doctrine. Or, yeah, he's alright. Nixon. Obama. Obama's an OG. First black president. Also, there's way too many memes. Way too many. Way too many memes about Obama, so definitely can't. Bush. This is the first Bush. He gave birth to the 9/11 Bush, so assassinated. This guy. Franklin Pierce. President Affairs Foreign. Bleeding Kansas. Great challenges the country's equilibrium during the Pierce administration. Kansas Nebraska after organizing largely unsettled Nebraskan territory. Missouri the Rocky Mountains. From Texas north. Was a crucial part of Texas' plan for Western expansion. What's up, Max? I mean, technically I am, but I had to stop stream because OBS and the internet were being weird. Aligned with the expansionist Young American movement with mostly in the channel. Asia circular recommend the U.S. diplomats wear simple dress. Okay. Pierce chart treasury returns with the form of the treasury and effectively manage accounts. Further increase oversight treasury staff. I would probably assassinate him. Thanks for the feedback. No problem, man. Happy to help. Is this FDR? Goddammit. FDR. Dude was in a wheelchair because of the polio. Oh. Anybody on looping sample 1? It sounds pretty good already as a loop. I recommend adding in a little bit more into it because it loops a little bit too much of the same thing. So add a little bit something, like take the loop, add a little bit something to it, and then make that the new loop. Give it a little more variety. Give the sample more time to like breathe and play through the song. El Pollo Chicken. Unemployment rates, legislation. They had a second New Deal so good they needed a second one. What's the New Deal? Series of programs, political projects, financial reforms, it made agencies like the CCC, the WQA, the WCWA, FSA, and SSA. I hate presidents that do too much with government nonsense, like create new acronyms for departments. That's James K. Polk. Oh, dude, I'm gonna hit the bed hard when in stream. James K. Polk. Polk on slaves? Okay. Los Pollos Hermanos. Oh, this guy. I guess I'm the bed. A good one. This guy is right here somewhere. Martin Van Buren. I recognize those sideburns. This guy's going for like that Schopenhauer look. I like it. Emerson case. Oh, the freedoms to that evolved issues are in this report. Rebellion of African slaves. Okay. Patriots. He had slaves, at least. Ronald Reagan with the Reaganomics and what's it called? Drip down economics? What was it? Let me set up. This guy, who's this guy? Son of a bitch, where's the... There it is. Okay, this guy. Zachary Taylor. Senators of Congress filled a battery of questions related to the Mexican secession. Are you going to watch the Barbie movie? No, that's not something that's really aimed towards my demographic. It's more like little girls or something. Little girls are gay dudes, I guess. Yeah, both of them. Foreign affairs. Both liked diplomatic experience and came into office out of relatively. They shared nationalism views. Insult and French. That's a new noise. Right, put him right there. Roosevelt. I fucking love Roosevelt. He's my favorite president. Ryan Gosling is in it, though. I mean, I'm not exactly the biggest Ryan Gosling fan. It's just like... Okay. Oh, yeah, but... Theodore Roosevelt... I can't want to say Theodore President. He actually did survive an assassination attempt. But before he's gonna give like a huge 90 like minute speech or whatever, or like 6 hour speech. He survived the assassination attempt. There's a bullet in him. He's the man's man, Roosevelt. Trump, I can't. Again, the most memed on president in history. Like, both people on the political divide, on like the left and right, I guess they call them, were memeing hard for Trump. So many of them. Yes, I saw like a small like historical clip about how Roosevelt survived a gunshot, displayed it to an audience he's going to give a speech to, and he says, "I'm like, it takes more than that to kill a bull moose," because I guess he was probably like the Bull Moose Association, and then he proceeded to give a 6 hour speech, and then he went to the hospital. They don't make presidents like they used to. Trump, yeah, I cannot assassinate Trump. He made U.S. politics finally interesting for once. Only he can do that. Oh man, his name's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember it. Is that Woodrow Wilson? Oh, that's Truman. Damn it! I thought Truman was a different guy. Wasn't he part of World War II? Labor union strikes. Okay. Recognition of Israel. Fair deal. His identity as a Democrat in the new tradition, advocating for national health insurance. The repeal of the Taft-Hartley Act. Dropping atomic bombs on Japan. Yeah, they don't make them like he used to. Truman benefited from a honeymoon period of success for the defeating Nazi Germany. In August, Japanese government refused to surrender domestic to post-time declaration. You know, a lot of wars. I'll ease up on him. He fought a lot of wars, a lot of battles. This dude, who the fuck? Who is this guy? Oh, that's John Tyler. I can tell by the nose. Tariff, custom houses. I need me a glizzy with some water. At least put some mustard on it. Hot dog without mustard is just weird. The Seminoles were the last remaining Indians in the South who had been induced to sign to a faulty treaty. That was my president's information. Add mayo, yeah. I learned my mistake, man. Never order a hot dog from Paris. I learned my lesson. I'm sorry if I just like stared at the screen for like a solid minute. I was actually so tired, my brain went to sleep, but my body was still active somehow. I'm, for some reason, really tired. John Tyler probably would assassinate. I'm pretty sure this is Van Buren. Who the fuck? Okay, this is Woodrow Wilson. I know that much. I think it was part of the League of Nations. Neutrality in World War One. It seems alright. And then Martin. Justice for Vincent van Gogh. Truly. Didn't he die like broke and alone and thinking like he was completely worthless as an artist? Okay, I'm pretty sure this is... Yeah, this is Martin Van Buren. Nah, this guy sucks. Definitely assassinated Martin Van Buren. This motherfucker, I still have no idea who he is. I guess William Henry Harrison. That makes more sense. I can't be fucked. What assassinate? Just to be safe. And of course, George Washington. He's the OG. I always give my respects to the OGs out there. First president of the United States of America. Alright, and that is my tier list of presidents I would assassinate. Obviously, the top is all the usual suspects. Bush. That guy. Jefferson, Nixon. The first Bush. Reagan. Martin Van Buren. Okay, and then would probably assassinate Taft, Fillmore, Ford, Andrew Jackson, John Adams. Those guys. And then I wouldn't assassinate. I will love him with all my life. Clinton, Eisenhower, Roosevelt, Grant, Abe, Washington, Truman, Trump, Roosevelt, FDR, Obama, Tyler. Okay. Yep, that's it. Cool. I just poked my eye a little bit. What about Biden? Biden is in the assassinate category. How do I add him? It's like okay. How about that? Yeah, Joe Biden's up here. Yeah, that's all of it.